Hello, everybody. So, before we get started, I just want to share a few things that I would and wouldn't do. I would wear this amazing plum lipstick. I had to apply this filter to make it look extra vibrant. Now, what I would not do is ask you to provide me with your personal information and your personal banking information. I would never reach out to each and every one of you asking personal information. That is not something that I do. And although there may be fake accounts pretending to be me, that is something I would never do. So please stay very careful, extra safe when surfing the internet. So other than that, I hope you enjoy the following video. Sweet dreams, sweet dreams. Hello everybody. Welcome to my ASMR channel, Somni Rosae, which means in Latin, the sleeps of the rose. Wherever you are, I hope that you are doing well. If this is your first time watching my channel, well, please allow me to introduce myself. I am the person on the right hand side. That's me. Holding that bottle containing some beauty skincare secrets. To my left hand side is my friend Rosae, and she is the one who's going to be receiving some skincare treatments. Now, before I go into the behind the scenes of this video, I am going to explain, especially if this is your first time watching this video. You see, there are two versions of this video. This is the second one. The first one, it is sounds only, sounds from the products that I am using on Rosae's skin. It does not contain talking or whispering. Very little. I think in the first version of the video, I speak 2 times, and Rosae whispers at the end very quickly. Now, the reason I made the video that way, it's because I wanted to experiment a little bit with ASMR. I wanted to see if it was possible to trigger those amazing tingles just from visual stimuli. After I published the video, many of you liked it, and then there were others who requested a voiceover. So hence the second version of this video. Now, let's go into the behind the scenes. In the first video, I wanted to say that this video was recorded in 2021 when I visited my friend Rosae in Mexico. I believe this might have been 1 o'clock in the morning or so. During my visit, we had a very busy schedule. There was so much sightseeing in the city that she lives. She took me to many places, lots of diners, eating delicious Mexican food. She was an amazing hostess. Another thing that she did was dye my hair, and it was quite a radical change. For you see, my hair is very long, and I had never done such a radical change color, but I was in very good hands. Rosae is quite talented. her specialty, or at least one of her specialties, is dyeing dark hair, right, to different colors. And she uses bleach, right? But it was a very gentle process. I completely trusted her. She's amazingly talented. Now, the video was also completely improvised. All the beauty products that I'm using in this video belong to Rosae. Before we recorded the video, we also discussed boundaries. Now, it's very important if you're doing this kind of skincare treatment, let's say to your friends, your loved ones, customers in general. Again, this is not professional advice, right? But we did discuss consent. We discussed safe words. We also discussed what areas of her face I could touch. I also thoroughly washed my hands before we started recording this video. So all of that was discussed ahead of time. And again, another thing with safe words, because I completely appreciated Rosae's generosity. I mentioned to her that at any time that she felt uncomfortable to just use safe words, and I would stop the recording of the video. This never happened because luckily, fortunately, she was comfortable. I made sure that she was comfortable at all times. And again, Rosae is such an amazing collaborator. Now, one of the things that Rosae likes to use from time to time is oils. Now, this one is carrot oil, and it is used for night skincare. One of the things about oils, again, this is not professional advice. It's best that you discuss this with your dermatologist or skincare professional. My understanding is oils should be used at night for various reasons. One is your skin is resting. Number two, you are not under the sun. You have to keep in mind that oils, they can heat up either with room temperature, either the heat or from the heat of the sun, and that can be negative for your skin. I don't want to say that it could burn it, but it could perhaps ruin the ingredients in the oil. And depending on the sensitivity of your skin, I wouldn't say it could burn you, but perhaps it would not be a pleasant sensation on your skin. Now, here what I'm doing is I applied just a little bit of oil, and I did these very light touches on Rosae's skin. There are different ways to massage faces. Number one, it could be a more in-depth massage, basically massaging the entire crown of the head, maybe the temples, especially right there around the eyebrows, because those are the areas where when we're under a lot of stress, we frown, and the fascia, I suppose, just basically gathers up there on the eyebrows. Just collects so much tension, so you want to massage it there. This has to be one of my favorite parts. So Rosie and I had been out all day under the sun, just out and about. Now, for any of you ladies out there, you're definitely gonna relate to this. You know what it feels like to wear your hair up in a bun or a ponytail, or if you're a gentleman, anyone, any human being out there with long hair, when you wear it up in a bun or a ponytail, it's all day. It can be a sore when you remove the hair tie. So that's now here I did use a little more pressure to massage Rosie's scalp. I could definitely feel the tension on her scalp. This tiny mic, I traveled with it. I used my smartphone to record this video. That's the reason why I keep looking at the camera, at the phone, because sometimes the phone shuts off, the screen goes dark. I don't mind it that it goes dark. However, sometimes I don't know if it's still recording. So it's just to ensure that the phone, the smartphone camera, all in one, is still recording. The idea of the tiny mic, I wanted to, like, basically having the tiny mic close to her hair, is I wanted to capture those hair sounds, the massage, right? Now, in this video, the original was about 1 hour long. But as you'll notice, it's only 25 minutes long or so. And the reason is because even though we were recording around 1 o'clock in the morning, there was still sounds at night. For example, cars going by, dogs barking in the distance, the neighbor talking very loudly. So I had to, I didn't realize those sounds were going on, except for the cars, because those are pretty loud. So you can't ignore those. But for the other sounds, I was very focused on the activity that I didn't capture. I wasn't aware of what was happening else outside of the house. So I had to edit, basically chop out those parts from the video. So from a 1 hour footage, it came down to 25 minutes. Now this is, as you can see, I'm being very, very careful the way that I'm parting her hair, because she had a lot of knots in her hair. See, she's smiling there because she knows that I am nervous. I don't want to pull her hair. I think there was a moment I did edit this part out, but I did ask her, please let me know. Please, can you just let me know if I am tugging your hair too much. I want you to be comfortable. And I can be very paranoid sometimes. So she assured me that everything was okay. Now, the technique that I use all the time, I learned this when I was a teenager. Because for the majority of my life, I've had long, curly hair, very long. And not too many people know how to comb it, how to brush it. So the technique is, whether you have straight, wavy, or curly hair, you always want to start at the ends of the hair, always. For you see, the knots are not necessarily at the top of the head. They tend to be in the ends. Now, why is that? Well, because if you're wearing your hair in a ponytail or down, it's the lower part of the hair that moves. So if you're walking against the wind, it's not the top of the hair. It's the ends of the hair that are in the middle of the action. They're the ones being moved and swayed by the wind. If you're wearing your hair in a ponytail, the hair on the crown is already combed, it's fine, but it's the rest of the tail of the hair that is loose. It moves, right? So all of that gets caught up, intertwined in itself pretty much. So it's all at the end. Why can't you start brushing your hair from the crown and down? Well, because it's painful. And number two, it takes, I think you make it worse. You make the knots even more stubborn. Whereas when you start from the ends, they, what's the word I'm looking for? The knots, they loosened a lot easier. I'm not saying that it's not going to be difficult at times, but it does make it easier. Another thing that makes it easier, now this is optional, and before trying this technique, I would discuss the following with your professional hairstylist, because they would know your hair best. And again, this is my own experience, anecdotal, and I've also learned this tip from Rosae, which is something that she uses on some of her clients. And that is, she uses a hydrating mist. It's not water. It's a hydrating mist. It's very hard to find. The brand name that she uses is from Mexico, and it's the only place you can find it. Unfortunately, you cannot buy it online. Yeah, it's very tragic. But anyways, she taught me that she uses that hydrating mist to not exactly wet the hair. It doesn't wet it like water. It's a mist, just to give it that, just a little bit of mist to the dry hair. Even if you don't have dry hair, it works. It gives it that extra conditioner to the hair. Now, it's not a leave-in conditioner. The best way to describe it is a hydrating mist. I'm pretty sure it has a name, an official one anyways, but I don't know what that would be. So what she does is she'll spritz it here and there on the ends of the hair, and then it makes it even easier to detangle the hair. So just a little tip that you might want to consider. But again, please consult with your professional hairstylist. Now, the other reason I am using a soft voice as opposed to whispering is because there's a little bit of everything for everybody. Some people prefer whispering and ASMR videos. Others prefer normal voice because they prefer unintentional ASMR videos. They react to people's just calming demeanor. And so this is the reason why I'm switching from calming demeanor to just a little bit of whispering here and there. Now, for those of you who enjoy whispering, I'm just going to change it here. Now, the reason why I made a visual stimuli only video is because that is one of my ASMR triggers. I really enjoy watching people focused on an activity. It doesn't matter if it's a quiet or a bit of a loud environment. So, for example, in a hair salon, they have music, people are talking. But what's wonderful about the hairstylist is she or he is focused on the task at hand. So an example I'll give you is Rosae. When she was preparing the hair dye that she was going to apply on my hair, she was very focused on mixing the hair dye and with the other ingredients. So just watching her do that, it was very soothing, very calming, very meditating. Despite of the music that she had at her salon, I really didn't pay attention to it. I was focused on the way that she was mixing the hair dye. I also enjoy watching people cook. So when they are just, let's say they are making some stir-fry vegetables or rice, just watching them preparing the ingredients, standing by the stove, just everything about it, I find it very soothing, very calming. Sometimes when they start talking about their passion for food, I lose myself in what they're saying. So there's something very meditative about just watching people focused on an activity. So I wanted to bring that into a video. So that's why the first version of this one is just visual stimuli. Another reason is that I did that video that way is because some people, when they work, they're surrounded by too many sounds. And so I think they reach an oversensory experience of the sense of hearing. But that does not mean that their eyes are tired. So sometimes they want to watch something on the laptop, but they can't because everything is talking, everything is music, everything. There's too much noise. So I wanted to make a video that had as little as noise as possible. I'll give you an example. I used to work in customer service on the phone. I would receive maybe about 98 phone calls a day. This was for a company that was very popular. So we always had customers on the line. And when I would come home, the last thing I wanted to hear was people talking. The last thing I wanted to hear was music. The last thing I wanted to hear was noise. But sometimes I wanted to watch something and just everything was too noisy. Any video, any drama series, any comic, everything was too loud because I was exhausted of hearing people talking all the time. So that's why I made this video this way. Just visual stimuli. Now I'm going to switch to, slowly but surely, to a normal, soothing, calming type of voice. So as you can see, look at the difference in Rosie's hair. Fully brushed. Almost completely detangled. Look at that, completely. It's so much easier to brush her hair. And the way that I brushed her hair, this is one of my favorites, just right from the crown all the way to the ends. And what really helps as well is to have a nice hairbrush. Doesn't matter, it just has to be a good quality brush. The better the quality, the less tugging there is on your hair. So let's see. To brush someone's hair, you will need good quality hairbrush, a hydrating mist, that's optional if you can find one. Number 3, start at the ends. Start at the ends. And number 4, once it is completely detangled, you start from the crown all the way to the ends. Look at that, just enjoy it. Go up and down. See, Rosie is completely relaxed. Completely relaxed. The other thing I had to make sure of is that her hair didn't tangle with mine, because we both have long hair. So there were a couple of times that my hair kind of tangled a little bit with hers, and that's long hair problems, right? So this is the other favorite part, is to brush the hair from underneath at the nape of the neck. That's another one, because we hold a lot of tension in that area. So there we go. So I hope you have enjoyed this voiceover. There we go, we're all saying goodbye. And I'll see you next time. Bye.